We're back in Landover, Maryland, as we continue unlimited dragster tractor competition against a 50,000-pound weight sled. And if it's brute horsepower you want, it's brute horsepower we've got. How about not one, not two, not three, but 4 500 cubic inch supercharged fuel-injected aluminum Chrysler Hemi engines on one awesome tractor. This is the awesome behemoth with 10,000 horsepower of John Powell. The crowd cannot believe it. Their ears are still ringing. In the sport of pulling, if a driver takes the specified weight past the predetermined finish line, in this case 175 feet, it's considered a full pull and puts a driver number one. In fact, the only way a driver can be threatened after a full pull is if another driver makes a full pull, forcing another round of competition. Here's the slow motion replay of perfect traction. 10,000 horsepower, chugging away, pulling 50,000 pounds out the back door, even with the weight box at the top of the sled. They literally had to throw the red flag to tell Powell to get out of the throttle. More than enough for the field here at Landover, Maryland. That will bring up the incredible war wagon of Paul Norman. 3 572 cubic inch Arius Hemi Chevy engines, supercharged and fuel injected on methanol. Another machine capable of producing literally 7,500 horsepower. But now the pressure is on Norman in a big, big way. Like we said, when a driver ahead of you makes a full pull, the only way you can threaten him is to take that weight out the back door yourself, forcing a pull-off round of competition. So Norman must pull 50,000 pounds, 175 feet, or the win automatically goes to John Powell. The ground crew making the safety connection. Certainly you have to wonder about the thoughts going through Paul Norman's head. He knows he's got to reach that finish line or he's never going to have a chance at victory. Now full throttle. Norman in the war wagon stumbles at mid-range. And no way, even Norman himself shakes his head. He knows he can't do it. The win goes to the machine being towed back to the pits right behind him. John Powell and the Powell pulling 4-engine Chrysler Hemi takes the overall victory. Looking at the replay on Norman's war wagon, you could see that he was very, very conservative, not getting into full throttle until around 100 feet. And then the machine started bucking. He was forced to get in and out of the throttle. That cost him everything. A tough break for a driver who was really a pre-race favorite going into this pulling event. But you can compare his pull to this incredible display of brute torque and horsepower by John Powell's awesome quad-motored Hemi. In fact, the actual winning distance was, believe it or not, no less than 54 feet. Powell takes the win with Paul Norman second at 121 feet. Robert Hutton's quadhopper at 119, Callie Davis at 117, and Bob Kinzer at 108 round out the top five. You know, monster truck racing is a serious business. Sprinting 5-ton, 11-foot-tall trucks over wreckage can cause problems for the drivers. To ensure optimum safety in the sport, special precautions have become necessary.
Hi, I'm Ray Perkowski, driver of the Invader. I'd like to show you some safety features on a monster truck. We have drive shaft lubes that enclose the drive shaft all the way around in case the drive shaft would break. Also has an 8-point roll cage. We have a fuel cell that we run, which is really mandatory nowadays. Our batteries are completely covered. We also have shields completely surrounding our disc brakes in case the rotor would come apart. We have a complete fire extinguisher system on board. In case there was a fire, we could press a button and it would just emit the Halon system to shut everything off. It has explosion shields around the transmission and transfer case, and it has shields around the engine to protect debris from flying out. And without the safety features, I wouldn't get in and drive the truck.
As the ground crew readies the course, we're ready for the championship monster truck finale here in Worcester, Massachusetts. And so is the driver of Taurus, Jack Willman. Obviously, in any competitive event, every monster truck driver does everything he can to win. But for 24-year-old Jack Willman, the driver of Taurus, he tries doubly hard anytime he has to run against the Barefoot Chevrolet. And Jack, that's a rivalry that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I guess it started between my dad and Bret. They drag race cars together, so I follow my dad's footsteps, and I just got to be told the name, and here I am trying to do my best.
And I guess it's no secret that it's probably the most intense rivalry in the sport. I mean, there's really no love lost between the teams.
Yeah, with us just left.
And certainly the battle with the Barefoot Chevrolet brings out the most in Willman. Last year you finished number 2 in the world. He was world champ. What is the ultimate goal for this season?
Of course, to win the Camel Mud Monster Series, but, you know, every race I try to do my best, and I just want to keep everything together and, you know, show and shine real good every time.
But in the back of your head, will you give that extra ounce of effort anytime Fred's in the other lane?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I'm 100%, and when he's on the other side, I'm full out.
The rivalry between these two machines, as stated, is one of the most intense in all of motorsport. They may live less than a mile from each other in the small town of Granite City, Illinois. But now, even 1,500 miles away from home, it's all-out war. The final round of the USHRA Association Camel Monster Truck Championship is on the line. Absolutely door-to-door and wheel-to-wheel the entire course. It looked as though Fred Schaefer and Barefoot may have pulled out a matter of a 2-foot victory. But we'll have to wait to see the replay. The helmets come off after a burst of pure pressure. On the slow motion replay, indeed, by about 3 feet at the finish line, the defending world champion Fred Schaefer and Barefoot pulls out the win. You can see that Jack Willman in the other lane was giving it everything he had, another sideways run for him. But the crowd saw the huge airborne leap over the finish line by Schaefer, another nosedive in the shutdown area, but the world champ comes through. Schaefer salutes the crowd, another battle won and another notch in his pistol grip towards another world championship on the USHRA Association Camel World Championship Tour. Jack Willman out of the truck inspecting what appears to be a flat left rear tire that must have occurred when the machine went sideways on a rough landing right at the finish line. All the racing you see on Tuff Trax is sanctioned by the United States Hot Rod Association,